my first sign of Parkinson's probably predates when I was diagnosed by quite a number of years, but my first physical sign was actually noticed by my mother-in-law. So they were here visiting, and it was my daily habit to take a walk over around Cheeseman Park, and so I did that every single day. Well, they were in town, so they took a walk with me, and we got back, and my mother-in-law said, "Hal, did you know that your right arm doesn't swing?" I was like, "What?" She was like, "No, your right arm doesn't swing when you walk." And so the next day we were out, and my arm was just hanging there, and I was like, "What in the world?" I was like, "That just feels, it's so weird," and I didn't even notice it. I had gone to my chiropractor a couple of times for some adjustments, assuming that was what the problem was. He, after the second adjustment, just said, "Hal, this isn't, we're not making any progress. I think you should go see a neurologist." It was a 15-minute appointment. I spent 7 or 8 minutes walking and doing some various things that he evaluated. And then he dropped the bomb. "You've got Parkinson's disease." I had not even dreamed of that. I had no earthly idea that that's what he would be saying. I was absolutely just shocked. I had no idea what to do. I typed Parkinson's in on a Google search bar, and of course Wikipedia was the first thing that came up. So I read through, and my heart just stopped, because the symptoms that they were listing, a lot of them were some of the very serious side effects of medications in a very advanced stage Parkinson's. That's what I thought I was facing, and I had no idea any time frames. I told my wife, and I think I'd waited 10 days. We were both just quiet. We were trying to take it in and trying to understand what this might mean for our family. And I think we were both just in a state of shock.
I was gripped with fear. I was paralyzed, and not being educated about the disease yet. I went to that place of death. I thought, well, how much longer does he have to live? Will he die of this? How soon will that be? He thankfully knew to tell me, "Don't go on the line and Google this. You'll learn all the wrong things. There's an organization in town called Parkinson's Association of the Rockies. They're going to help us."
We had no idea of what this might mean, how rapidly it might come on, and what the ramifications were for our family.
There is an angel of many angels in Par, and a woman named Kitsy met me for coffee within 48 hours. And she held my hand across the table, and she said, "You're going to be just fine." I think one of the hardest things for me when we told our children, they've both had to step into maturity that's probably before their time, and has caused them to have to grow up quicker because they have responsibilities that their peers don't have.
What really scared me was just the unknown, just not knowing how much it would progress.
I think that when my father was first diagnosed, obviously I was scared that, the word disease is it carries a lot of weight in it. And so I think my initial reaction to him being diagnosed is that it would be much more immediate than it was. And I think that because of how active my father is really helping him come to terms and mitigate a lot of the symptoms.
It just consumed my thoughts. All I could think about was Parkinson's. And I didn't know what the future would hold. And all I kept thinking of was, would he be able to walk me down the aisle?
The way I came across PAR was actually from a PAR support group that I went to for newly diagnosed patients, and they met some friends there, and they told me about an exercise class. So I went to the exercise class, and it was really kind of funny. It was a spin class, and got ourselves some bike shorts and showed up for spin class and did our thing, and it was kind of fun. It wasn't as bad as we thought. I've tried all the different classes, every exercise that's related to. It's just been the hub for all the various spokes of exercise and community that I found in Parkinson's.
I've spoken to many spouses whose husbands or wives have been diagnosed with Parkinson's. And the number one piece of advice that I give to them is that there's a community of us who understand and who know, and we're waiting here to invite you in.
Well, just this week, I've gotten 2 phone calls from people, and they've usually been diagnosed, just very recently, and you can hear their voice tremble, and you can just hear the fear. And I know that place. I know that place of sitting there wondering what in the world has happened to my life. And I feel so honored to have a chance to talk to those people and encourage them to get involved, to get invested, and that there's hope.
We're here as a community to help the next person, as those who went before us have helped us.
The challenging part with Parkinson's is it's too easy to just stop and give up on life and just let the disease run its course. And being someone who has seen that so many times from so many people, the thing I encourage them to do today is dive in. Get involved in every form of exercise, whether it's yoga or running or biking or swimming, whatever you can do, be as active as possible. Educate yourself, learn about Parkinson's. You can live a great life with Parkinson's, but you have to dive in. You've got to be engaged and involved. And when people do that, you see it in other people's eyes. You look at them and you're like, you're doing the deal. You're going after this thing, and we're going to win.